Hello everyone. So let us discuss the IT JEE mains paper held on 26 February, the first shift. Going for the first question, want maximum slope of the curve. So given curve का maximum slope निकालना है. So let us find the slope first. Slope is suppose m, which is dy by dx is equal to 4x cube, 4 cancel 2, that is 2x cube minus 15x square plus 36x minus 19. dm by dx, क्योंकि हमको m को मैक्सिमाइज करना है, डिफ्रेंशिएट करेंगे. दिस बिकम 6x स्क्वायर माइनस 30x प्लस 36 इक्वल टू 0 फॉर मैक्सिमम मिनिमम. This will give you x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0, that is x equal to 2 or x equal to 3. Now to check whether maxima or minima occur, we can go for graph, or let us derivate it second times. So the differentiation of this is 12x minus 30. So definitely at x equal to 2, this is going to be a negative at x equal to 2. So maximum value of m at x equal to 2, which by putting x equal to 2 on y function, you will get y equal to 2. So that required point is 2, 2. Question number 2, A and B are perpendicular. So obviously whenever we have A dot B, we can put it as 0. Now take the expression vector A cross vector A cross vector A cross vector A cross B ब्रैकेट क्लोज. सो हम अंदर से बाहर की तरफ ओपन करते हुए आएंगे. तो इस कॉम्बिनेशन को ए क्रॉस बी को हम लोग ए क्रॉस बी क्रॉस सी वाले फॉर्मूले से लिख सकते हैं. ए डॉट बी ए माइनस ए डॉट ए बी. ए डॉट बी क्योंकि जीरो है, ये वाला पोर्शन जीरो हो जाएगा, और ए डॉट ए बिकम मॉड ऑफ ए स्क्वायर. सो दिस बिकम ए क्रॉस ये माइनस टोटली बाहर रिफ्लेक्ट होगा, and it become mod of a square b. Mod of a square again scalar, you can take it out, minus mod of a square vector a cross b it comes. So again ये प्रोडक्ट फॉर्मूला लगाएंगे a cross b वाला. So it will come again a dot b a माइनस ए डॉट ए बी. ये फिर से ज़ीरो हो जाएगा और ये माइनस माइनस प्लस होकर हो जाएगा फाइनली मॉड ऑफ ए टू द पावर 4 वेक्टर बी, विच इज द ऑप्शन नंबर 1. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3, बेस्ड ऑन डिटर्मिनेंट लिख लेते हैं एक बार. a plus 1 a plus 2 a plus 2 1 a plus 2 a plus 3 a plus 3 1 a plus 3 a plus 4 a plus 4 1. कॉलम रो 3 को रिप्लेस करते हैं रो 3 माइनस रो 2 से, एंड बाई सिमेट्री रो 2 को रिप्लेस करते हैं रो 2 माइनस रो 1. रो 1 एज इट इज a plus 1 a plus 2 a plus 2 1. रो 3 की जगह हम रो 3 माइनस रो 2 रखते हैं, तो a plus 3 कॉमन, a plus 4 minus a plus 2 is only 2, तो 2 times a plus 3. a plus 4 minus a plus 3 is 1 and 1 minus 1 is 0. सिमेट्रिकली R2 की जगह पर R2 माइनस R3 रखते हैं तो a plus 2 कॉमन, a plus 3 minus a plus 1 is 2, तो 2 times a plus 2, और इधर a plus 3 minus a plus 2 is 1 and 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have 2 0 in column number 3. We can expand through this. So when we expand, we'll get plus minus plus 1 multiplied with 2 times a plus 2 minus 2 times a plus 3. So 2a cancel, 4 minus 6, which is equal to minus 2. The final answer, option number 4. Question number 4, again in easy question based on the definite integration. Sigma from n equal to 1 to 100 of integration n minus 1 to n e to the power fractional part of x, obviously x minus integral part of x, and we know that fractional part of x is a periodic function. तो ये फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है कि कहाँ से कहाँ तक इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं, ये फ़र्क पड़ता है कि कितने इंटरवल में इसको इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं, और इंटरवल 1 यूनिट का है, फ्रॉम n माइनस 1 टू n. इसका मतलब इस पूरे इंटरवल को हम पहले इंटरवल की तरह ही ले सकते हैं. सो दिस इज इक्वलेंट टू सेम एज इंटीग्रेशन फ्रॉम 0 to 1 ओनली. और जब x की वैल्यू 0 से 1 होगी, e टू द पावर फ्रैक्शन x बिकम x ओनली, 1 to 100. So this become only e to the power x, that is sigma e minus 1 for n equal to 1 to 100. So obviously this is a constant value independent of n, hence it will be repeated 100 times. So 100 times e minus 1 is the final answer. Question number 5 is the simplest question in the paper. They have given the three equation of planes P1, P2, P3, and they are asking which of 2 or 3 are parallel. So if we write their normals direction ratios, we know that if the planes are parallel, their ratio of direction ratios are same, which we can go for option wise. P1 and P3, let us check. So if P1 and P3 are parallel, their ratio of direction ratios are same. So the direction ratio of the normal of the P1 is 3, 15 and 21, while the direction ratio of the normal of P3 is 2, 10 and 14. So ratio of direction ratios are 3 by 2, 15 by 10 and 21 by 14, which is 3 by 2, 3 by 2 and 3 by 2. So ratios of direction ratios are same, hence both the planes are parallel. So even we get the answer in the first option, no need to go check for the other options. So this is the option, P1 and P3 are the parallel. Question number 6. If A is a symmetrical matrix with the order 2 with integer entries, if sum of the diagonal element of A square is 1, then the possible number of such a matrices. So let us say matrix is A, B, C, C. Like this we have done the matrix, and this is A. So let us find A square. A, C, C, B. A, C, C, B. When we perform A square, we will get A square plus C square, AC plus BC, AC plus BC and C square plus B square. So this is our A square. Now the condition they have given that sum of the diagonal element of A square is 1. So A square plus C square plus C square plus B square is equal to 1, while they are saying that A, B, C belongs to integers only. Now you can clearly see that A square plus B square plus 2C square is equal to 1. Now as 2C square is a factor, any integer will not satisfy this to become such a number that summation of the square of other integer is equal to 1. So C has to be equal to 0 certainly. Otherwise minimum value of 2C square will be 2 only, while the output is 1 and the other numbers are in addition. So C has to be 0. So now the operation left with A square plus B square equal to 1. And again 1 is only possible when one is 0 and the other is 1. So obviously plus minus 1. So 1 is 0 plus minus 1, and another combination is when this is plus minus 1 and B is 0. So 2 and 2 total 4 such possible matrices possible. Option number 2. Question number 7 is a pretty straightforward question. Every teacher does it in the class. Fx be a function on R, that is R to R. Satisfy this condition. Modulus of f of x minus f of y less than or equal to x minus y whole square. Let us write it as f of x minus f of y whole modulus we can put upon x minus y less than or equal to mod of x minus y left. So basically I have divided both sides by modulus of x minus y. Now let us say y tends to x. Let us say y tends to x. So when y tends to x, this tends to 0, and this left hand part seems to be the slope of the tangent, that is dy by dx. So this is clearly f dash x modulus less than or equal to 0, and modulus of f dash x is less than equal to 0. That means f dash x has to be equal to 0, otherwise it cannot be less than 0. So only equality is possible. So when f dash x is 0, it means fx is constant, and already in question they have given f0 is equal to 1. So as f0 is equal to 1, that means function is equal to 1 for all x belongs to real. So amongst the option, the first option is directly correct when function is positive, which is 1 for all values of x belongs to real. Question number 8. The intersection of these three lines makes what? Equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, right angle triangle. So it is pretty easy to plot and then calculate the point of intersection. These two lines, just plot. Suppose when y equal to 0, x equal to 3, 0, and when x equal to 0, y is equal to 3 by 2, somewhere here. So this is one line. Second line, 2x plus y equal to 6. So y equal to 0, x equal to 3. So this is also passing through the same point. But when x equal to 0, y equal to 6. So somewhere like this. And the third line is y equal to x. So third line is y equal to x. Now let us say this point of intersection be A, B and C. So A is clearly 3, 0. Now B, this line, blue line is y equal to x. So B is a point of intersection of y equal to x with this line 2x plus y equal to 6. So obviously on the line y equal to x, x equal to y is there. So if you put on the line 2x plus y equal to 6, x equal to y, so you'll get 3x equal to 6, so x equal to 2, hence y equal to 2. And the point C is the first line meeting with y equal to x. So putting the y equal to x in the line, we will get this point as 1 comma 1. Now we can easily get the distance and compare. So AB, length AB is 3 minus 2 1 square plus 0 minus 2 2 square root, that is root over 5. AC 3 minus 1 2 square and 0 minus 1 1 square, this is also root 5. Now let us check BC for, because one equilateral triangle option is also there. BC is 2 minus 1 1, 2 minus 1 1 means root 2. So obviously the clear option is the isosceles triangle. Question number 9. The maximum value of the term independent of t in this expansion where x belongs to 0 to 1. Now the question is maximum value of the term independent of t. Now you can see the expansion in terms of t. We have to focus on t. Now this is also t and this is also t. When the power of t in both the terms in the numerator and denominators are same, then the term independent of t must exist in the middle term. So we can clearly see that term independent of t must exist at mid term. So the mid term is clearly 10c5 x to the power 1 by 5 to the power 5 1 minus x to the power 1 by 10 with power 5. So this is the exact term which is the middle term, and this will be independent of t. Now this reduced to 10c5 x and root of 1 minus x. Now let us say this is capital T. So we have to make this function of x or this term as maximum value. So let us differentiate t with respect to x in simple way. We can square and make a quadratic of x also. So now when you differentiate, root of 1 minus x into differentiation of x is 1 plus x into differentiation of this is 2 root 1 minus x, and differentiation of 1 minus x makes it minus, and this has to be 0 for maxima or minima. So when you simplify it, this become 2 times 1 minus x equal to 0, which is 2 minus 3x equal to 0. So x comes out to be 2 by 3. Once you get x equal to 2 by 3, t maximum you can get 10c5 2 by 3 into 1 by root 3. That is the clear final answer. And obviously 10c5 can be written as 10 factorial divided by 5 factorial 5 factorial. So answer comes out to be 2 by 3 root 3 5 factorial 5 factorial, numerator is 10 factorial, is option number 2. Question number 10, a fair question of probability. A fair coin is tossed a fixed number of times. So let coin is tossed n times, correct? And if the probability of getting 7 head is equal to the probability of getting 9 head, so probability of getting 7 head is equal to probability of getting 9 heads. Then we have to find the probability of getting 2 head. So we know that probability of getting 7 head out of n is n c7. Head probability is half, so its power is 7, and rest of the probability is tail probability, suppose t, whose power is n minus 7, is equal to getting the probability 9 times. So n c 7 h to the power 9 t to the power n minus 9. But as h is equal to t, so both of these terms gets cancelled. Both of these terms will get cancelled, because this also become h to the power n and this also become h to the power n. So this will give you nc7 is equal to nc9. So ncr is equal to ncq is only possible when n is equal to 7 plus 9, which is equal to 16. Now our target was to calculate n. We can get n. Now we have got n. So now we have to find the probability of getting 2 head. So probability of getting 2 head is nothing but 16c2 into half to the power 16. So this comes out to be 16c2 by 2 to the power 16. So 16c2 can be written as 15 into 8 divided by 2 to the power 16, which is 15 by 2 to the power 13. That's the final answer. Option number 2. Question number 11. Again a straightforward formula based question. The sum of infinite, and this series is obviously AGP if you exclude the first term itself. Now let us this be S. So S is 1, I have taken out, and I have taken 1 by 3 also common out. So it will be like 2 by 1 plus 7 by 3 plus 12 by 3 square, and so on up to infinity. So this is AGP, for which A is equal to 2, D is equal to 5, we can check, and R is simply 1 by 3. So for infinite GP, we know the formula, that is A by 1 minus R plus dr by 1 minus R whole square. Now we can easily put those values. 1 plus 1 by 3, A by 1 minus R is 2 by 3 plus dr means 5 by 3 by 1 minus 1 by 3 whole square. So this comes out to be 1 plus 1 by 3. This is 3 plus this become 15 by 4. So this becomes 4, 3, 12 plus 15, 27 by 4, and 3 cancel, it becomes 9 by 4. So final answer is 13 by 4, which is our first option. Question number 12, a good question of limit. If you don't look the question smartly, you may lead to more calculation. Now the question says the 2 times of limit of root 3 times sine pi by 6 plus h minus cos pi by 6 plus h divided by root 3, 2 by root 3 I have taken out, h root 3 cos h minus sin h. Now in numerator and denominator both can be convertible as sine of a plus b and cos of a plus b formulas. Sine of a minus b instead in the numerator. So 2 by root 3 outside. Now in the numerator and denominator both, a multiplication of 2 is required, so that this become sine of pi by 6 plus h into root 3 by 2, which is cos pi by 6 minus cos pi by 6 plus h into 1 upon 2, that is sin pi by 6, divided by same way 2 times h and 1 upon 2 inside, this become cos h cos pi by 6, cos h cos pi by 6 minus sin h sin pi by 6. Now 2 again cancel out, this become 2 by root 3. Now this is, the numerator becomes sin a minus b formula, so this comes out to be sin h only, and denominator is cos a cos b minus sin a sin b, so this is cos of a plus b formula, which is h plus pi by 6. So this sin h by h part, as h tends to 0 becomes 1, as h is equal to 0, this become cos pi by 6, which is root 3 by 2, cos pi by 6. So this is 3 by root 3 into root 3, and this is 2 not 3, root 3 by 2. So this become 4 by 3, which is the second option. Question number 13. Question from the permutation. The number of 7-digit integers with sum of the digit is equal to 10 and formed by only using digits 1, 2 and 3. So क्वेश्चन सीधा है, हमें 7 डिजिट्स को यूज़ करनी है, उन सब का समेशन 10 आना चाहिए और हमें यूज़ करनी है केवल 1, 2 और 3. तो यहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा ऑप्शन नहीं है, इसलिए कैलकुलेशन सीधा आसान सा बनता है. अब हमारे पास डिजिट होनी चाहिए 7, समेशन होना चाहिए 10. तो हम देखते हैं कि हमारे पास केवल 2 ही पॉसिबिलिटी हैं. एक है 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 टाइम्स हम ले लेते हैं 1, तो ये होता है 5. उसमें से एक 2 और एक 3 ले लेते हैं. अब ऐसे जितने भी नंबर जिसमें इतने डिजिट्स आ रहे होंगे, उनका तरीका हो जाएगा 7 फैक्टोरियल डिवाइडेड बाई ये 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 आइडेंटिकल 1 है, तो डिवाइडेड बाई 5, विच इज 7 इंटू 6 42. और द सेकेंड केस इज 1, 1, 1, 1 4 टाइम्स लिखा, और 2, 2, 2 ये हमने 3 बार लिखा, तो डिजिट 4 हो गए, समेशन 10 हुआ. 3 को हम एक से ज़्यादा बार ले नहीं सकते, 2 को हम एक से कम टाइम भी नहीं ले सकते. यही 2 पॉसिबिलिटी बनती है. तो इसको अरेंज करने का तरीका हो गया 7 फैक्टोरियल, और क्योंकि 4 एक आइडेंटिकल हैं तो 4 फैक्टोरियल, और 3 टाइम्स 2 है आइडेंटिकल, तो 3 फैक्टोरियल. सो दिस कम्स आउट टू बी 35. सो टोटल नंबर्स is 42 plus 35, which is equal to 77, the fourth option. Question number 14, rather easy question again from 3D. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 are coplanar. सो वी नो दैट अगर 4 पॉइंट कोप्लेनर है तो उनसे बने हुए कोई 3 वेक्टर हम बना लें, तो वो 3 वेक्टर भी कोप्लेनर होने चाहिए, और 3 वेक्टर के कोप्लेनर के लिए उनका बॉक्स प्रोडक्ट 0 हो जाए, यानी कि उन वेक्टर के कोफिशिएंट से बना हुआ डिटर्मिनेंट 0 हो जाना चाहिए. सो लेट अस से दिस इज द पॉइंट ए 1, 5, 35, पॉइंट बी 7, 5, 5, पॉइंट सी 1 lambda 7, and point D 2 lambda 1 and 2. So let us make a vector AB. Vector AB बनाया 7 minus 1 6i, 5 minus 5 0j, and 5 minus 35 minus 30k. Vector AC बनाया, AC vector 1 minus 1 0i, lambda minus 5 j, और प्लस 7 माइनस 32 इज माइनस 28 k. वेक्टर ए डी 2 लैम्डा माइनस 1 i माइनस 4 j और माइनस 33 k minus 33 k. Now as AB, AC, AD are coplanar, so box product of these vector AB, AC, AD is equal to 0. Hence the determinant 6, 0, minus 30, lambda minus 5, 0, minus 0, lambda minus 5, minus 28, 2 lambda minus 1, minus 4, minus 33. This has to be 0. हम इस डिटर्मिनेंट को निकाल कर कैलकुलेट करते हैं. So we will get a definite quadratic of lambda, and the question is simply asked what? The summation of all possible values of lambda. Let us expand it. So पहले कॉलम से हम देख रहे हैं कि 6 कॉमन आ रहा है, तो 6 कॉलम कॉमन निकाल के हटा सकते हैं. तो दिस इज इक्वल टू 1, 0, minus 5, 0, lambda minus 5, and minus we can take from row number 3. So 5, 28, 2 lambda minus 1, minus 4, 33. This has to be equal to 0. Now suppose we expand along to C1. So 1 multiplied with 33 times lambda minus 5 and minus plus 28 into 4. 28 into 4 is 112 plus 5 plus 0, and then 2 lambda minus 1 times 2 lambda minus 1 time become 0 into 2, 28, 0, and minus 5 into lambda minus 5 equal to 0. So now we open and get the quadratic, and we have to find sum of roots of this quadratic, which is coming out to be 44 by 5, the third option. Question number 15, again a repeated type question, mostly many books contains. Let us say this is I, which is equal to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 cos square x by 1 plus 3 to the power x dx. Now use fx as f of a plus b minus x under definite integration. We will have I is equal to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and a and b are minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So f of a plus b minus x is x, basically replacing with minus x. So this is cos square x as it is, but this become 1 plus 3 to the power x upon 3 ki power x, that is 3 ki power x dx. Now adding both I, the new one and the previous one, this become minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and this 1 plus 3 ki power x get cancel. This become cos square x dx, this much only. Now again, if I multiply by both side, if I multiply both side by 2, so this become 2i is equal to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, 2 cos square x dx, which is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, 2 cos square x can be written as 1 plus cos 2x dx. So now 2i is equal to integration of 1 is x from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and plus 1 upon 2 sine 2x from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So this portion become 0, because at x equal to pi by 2, 2x become pi. So this answer comes out to be this become 4 because we multiply both side by 2, so this become 4. So 4i, and this become pi by 2, minus of minus pi by 2 is pi. So actual answer is pi by 4, the first option. Question number 16 is a pretty straightforward. Now they say that there is a relation R which relates P and Q, so that P and Q are at same distance from origin. B, a relation. So relation is only when they are at the same distance from origin. Then the equivalence class of 1 comma minus 1. So obviously we can say that from origins, the distance of 1 comma minus 1 is root 2. That means all the point lying on the circle having a radius root 2 will follow this relation. Hence the option number 1 is the clear choice. X square plus y square equal to root 2 square, a circle of radius root 2. Question number 17. In an increasing geometry, so obviously r is greater than 1. The series, the sum of the second and the sixth term is 25 by 2, and the sum of and the product of the third and fifth term is 25. So let us follow. So the sum of second and the sixth term, the second term is AR and the sixth term is AR to the power 5 is 25 by 2. Let us say this is equation number 1. And also they have given the product of the third and the fifth term is 25. The product of third term, that is AR square into fifth term AR power 4, third and fifth term, is equal to 25. So from this we can get A into R cube is equal to 5. A into R cube is equal to 5. Now we can divide equation number 1 and 2 so that we can have the relation in R. So this is like R plus R to the power 5 by R cube is equal to 5 by 2 on division. So R cancel, this become 1 plus R power 4 by R square is equal to 5 by 2. So this is a quadratic in R square. So this comes out to be 2 R to the power 4 minus 5 R square plus 2 equal to 0, which is very familiar equation. Having R square root can be half or R square can be 2. So as they have given R cannot be less than 1. So R has to be equal to root 2. Now once R is equal to root 2, we can put into the equation number 2. So A will be equal to 5 by 2 root 2. Now we can get, we have got R, we have got A. Now let us see what they are asking. They are asking to find the sum of 4th, 6th and 8th term. So summation of 4th term AR cube, 4, 6 and 8. 6 and 8th term. This summation they are asking. So here clearly we can have A R cube common, inside 1 plus R square plus R power 4. Simply putting the values. A is 5 by 2 root 2. R is root 2, so cube is 2 root 2. 1 plus 2 plus 4. So this 2 root 2 cancel. This is 7 and this is 5. So this output is 35 clearly. So option number 2. Question number 18. There is a figure given. The circle. Inside there is a triangle PBQ. The chord cutting this diameter at A. Now the circle below is given and now OA is equal to 1. OA is equal to 1. Let us draw a figure. A little clear figure. This is diameter. So this is O. So this is B. And this is PQ. chord, wherever it meets it is A, and this is joint, this is joint, this is P, this is Q. Now they have given OA is equal to 1, so this portion is 1 and OB is 13, so total diameter is 13, so obviously AB is 12. We have to find the area of triangle PBQ. So for area, this length of altitude is already known. Now if I can get this length, we can use half of the base into height. So now let us say, let PA, which is AQ also, is equal to suppose x. So this is suppose x. And let angle PBA is theta. So suppose if I say this is theta, so because this is 90, this is 90 minus theta. And if I make a construction and join OP, so this will definitely right angle triangle at P. Correct? Because OB is a diameter. Now if this is theta, this is 90 minus theta, this has to be theta again. Now in both the triangle, in triangle OAP and triangle PAB, comparing tan theta. So tan theta in PAB is equal to x by 12, which is in triangle PAO, tan theta is 1 by x. So from here x is root 12 or 2 root 3. Now the things are clear. The area of triangle PBQ is half of base, that is PQ, into height, that is AB. So half of PQ is nothing but x. So 2 root 3 into AB is 12. So this is 24 root 3. That is the last option. Question number 19. Question number 19. Sin inverse x by sin inverse x by A is equal to cos inverse x by B and tan inverse x by C. They are in proportion. So let us say they are equal to any number k. Now cos of pi C by A plus B, because here also C and AB are in the ratio. So directly we can put the values. So cos of pi C in proportion with tan inverse y divided by AB is sin inverse x plus cos inverse x, because whatever the ratio you take, it may be cancelled. So now sin inverse x plus cos inverse x become pi by 2. So pi cancel, this become 2 tan inverse y. So this can be written as not 2 tan inverse y, can be written as tan inverse 2y by 1 minus y square. Once we get this relation, we can use the triangle property and get the cos theta. So let us say this is tan theta, this is theta. So if this is theta, tan theta is 2y by 1 minus y square. We can get this hypotenuse as 1 plus y square. So we need we need to get cos theta. So cos of tan inverse of 2y by 1 minus y square comes out to be 1 minus y square upon 1 plus y square, which is clearly the third option. Now the question is based on the rate measure. The rate of growth of a bacteria in a culture is proportion to the number of bacteria present, and the bacteria counts is 1000 at initial. The number of bacteria increased by 20% in 2 hours, and the population of bacteria becomes 2000 in this time. then find this value. So let B be number of bacteria. So we can say that the rate of change of B is lambda times B. Lambda is obviously the proportionality constant, is lambda times B. So if we write it as dB upon B is equal to lambda dt. Now we apply the initial and final condition to get rid of lambda or to get the value of lambda. Now if you integrate, initially they have said when theta is equal to 0, the bacteria count is 1000, and in 2 hours, let us time is taken in hours. So when in 2 hours that increased by 20%, so obviously that increased to 1200. So from here we can get relation ln B at 1200 minus means divided by 1000 is equal to 2 lambda. So this in simplified form 2 lambda is equal to ln of 6 by 5, the equation number 1. Again they have given the bacteria becomes 2000 in this much time. So again applying the condition that from 1000 to 2000, from 1000 to 2000 dB by B, let us say time become this, let us say this is T dt and lambda obviously multiplied outside. So from here another relation we will have, T value is this value they have given. So here ln of B at 2000 upon 1000, that is ln2. So ln2 is equal to lambda T. So lambda into T, T दिया है K by log of 6 by 5. Correct है? So now from both the equation we can get the value of lambda. Now put the value of lambda from first equation into second. So this is ln2 is equal to lambda, which is lambda value is ln of 6 by 5 by 2 into K by ln of 6 by 5. So ln 6 by 5 cancel, and they are asking the value of K by ln2. Clearly K by ln2, K by ln2 is 2. So square is 4. So option is 4, the first option. Now this is pretty much the oral question. The next, the first integral type question, the numerical type question. The difference between the degree and the order of differential equation. So order is equal to the number of arbitrary constant, which is equal to 1 in this problem, which is only A. A is the arbitrary problem. So order is fixed, that is A. Now degree is depending upon how you made the differential equation. So just to get A, differentiate it. So 2y y dash is equal to A only. The rest of the things are constant, so become 0. So from here we can get A value, which is 2y y dash. Correct? So if I arrange this equation again, so this become y square by A minus x whole square, then it become A by 4. So now we can get rid of square root and we can easily define a degree. So now this can be written as y square by A. A value is 2y y dash minus x whole square is equal to 2y y dash by 4. Now no need to calculate for that. Now you can clearly have an eye on the derivative. Now this derivative in the denominator and under square. So this y1 is y dash square will appear, and this will go and multiply over here, and definitely power 3 will appear. So degree is equal to 3, and obviously order is 1. So the difference between these two is 2. Question number 2 again is a very simple question of the trigonometry. The number of integral values of k for which this equation has a solution. So for solution, the output should be lying into the range of the function. So k plus 1 should lying between 5 from minus 5. So from here you can easily say k lying between minus 6 to 4, and they are asking the number of integral values of k. So you can easily count how many integers possible from minus 6 to 10, minus 6 to 4, it is 11 integers are possible. So option is 11. Question number 3, if you go by graph, answer is very easy. The area bounded by this line. So modulus of x minus 1 minus 2 whole modulus. So the graph is somewhat like this. First you make x minus 1 modulus to 1. This is 1. And then minus 2, this much graph only I am making. So 2 unit I have to pull it down. So this plus 1 become at minus 1. So somewhat this graph. And then again modulus. So this negative triangle goes to positive. So this minus is again passing through positive x. Somewhat like this. This is the graph. So they are asking bounded area. So bounded area you can easily calculate. Now this is minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 by symmetry. So this total is 4 length, and this is 2 length. So half of base into height also you can apply. So answer is only 4 unit. Question number 4, based on quadratic and sort of complex number, the sum of 1/62th power of roots of this equation. That means suppose if roots are alpha, beta and gamma, so they are asking alpha to the power 162, beta to the power 162, and gamma to the power 162. Now easily we can get the roots of this equation. Equation is x cube minus 2x square plus 2x minus 1 equal to 0. So I have rewritten as x cube minus 1 together, and out of 2x square and 2x minus 2x common, it's become x minus 1 equal to 0. Correct? X cube this is. So when you factorize this, this become x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1 minus 2x x minus 1. Correct? So one factor common is x minus 1. So this comes out to be x minus 1 into x square minus x plus 1 is equal to 0. So roots are clearly 1, और इस इक्वेशन का रूट होगा माइनस ओमेगा एंड माइनस ओमेगा स्क्वायर, वेयर ओमेगा इज क्यूब रूट ऑफ यूनिटी. Now we have to raise the power 162 and add all the powers. So let s is equal to 1 to the power 162 plus minus omega की power 162 plus minus omega square to the power 162. So 1 to the power 162 is obviously 1. Now what is omega की power 162? So 6, 2, 8 and 1, 9. So the total number is divisible by 9, hence divisible by 3 also. So this will become 1 and hence the second one. So output comes out to be 3 only. Question number 5. Question number 5. Root 3 cos square x is equal to root 3 minus 1 cos x plus 1. We have to find the number of solution in 0 to pi by 2. Now writing this equation as a quadratic, 3 root 3 cos square x minus root 3 minus 1 time cos x minus 1 equal to 0. This we can simply split as root 3 cos square x minus root 3 cos x plus cos x minus 1 equal to 0. So in the first two term, root 3 cos x common, you will have cos x minus 1 plus 1 times cos x minus 1 equal to 0. So here the two possibilities comes for the cos x. One is cos x can be minus 1 by root 3 and cos x can be 1. Cos x can be minus 1 by root 3 in general, but here they have given the very confined domain which is 0 to pi by 2, so negative is not possible. So only possibility is the boundary value pi by 2. So there is only one solution. They are asking the number of solution, so our answer is 1. We can quickly move to the question number 6. A very bookish question. Number of solution of this equation. The equation is given log of x minus 1 base 4. 4 can be written as 2 to the square. So this become half of log of x minus 1 base 2 equal to log of x minus 3 base 2. Now this 2 can cross multiply and come this side. So this become log of x minus 1 base 2 is equal to 2 times log of x minus 3 base 2, and then this 2 become the power of x minus 3 next time, and you can remove log x. So this is equivalent to x minus 1 is equal to x minus 3 square. Remember the point that x minus 1 should be positive and x minus 3 also should be positive. So overall x should be greater than 3. So x should be greater than 3 for domain. So when you open it, we will get x square plus 9 or plus 1 plus 10 minus 6x and minus 7x and plus 10 equal to 0. So this factorized into x minus 2, x minus 5 equal to 0. So two solutions looks like coming like x equal to 2 and x equal to 5. But x should be greater than 3. So 2 is rejected. So only x equal to 5 is solution. Again, the number of solution is only 1. Question number 7, an easy question framed in the good manner. Now they have given the two numbers m and n, both are natural number obviously, and GCD, that is the highest common divisor, or we know as HCF. HCF of 2 and n is 1, that is there is no common factor between n and 2. 2 certainly be no factor in n. Okay. Now let us write this series whatever they have given. The series is sigma of, now let us say 30C29 I write as 30C1. Similarly 30C28 I write as 30C2. So this can be written as 30CR into R. When this is 1, this is also 1. When I say 30C2, so this is 2, this is also 2, and hence R going from 1 to 30. This is very easy series. We know the answer is n into 2 to the power n minus 1. When n is what? 30. So this is first answer is 30 into 2 to the power 29. But what they have written that n may not have factor 2 in it. That means in this 30, whatever the 2 is coming, we have to remove that 2. So this written as 15 into 2, 2 multiplied there and become 2 to the power 30. Now this is our n and this is our m. So m plus n is definitely 45. Question number 8. Question number 8, based on differential equation, let us see how it goes. E to the power sine y cos y dy by dx plus e to the power sin y into cos x equal to cos x. To get the constant value, they have given y at 0 is also equal to 0. That is curve passing through 0, 0. Now we can clearly check that this whole thing is the differentiation of e to the power sin y. So let us put e to the power sin y as t. So this become dt by dx plus t into cos x is equal to cos x. Correct. Now this become the linear first order differential equation. The integrating factor for this is e to the power integration of cos x dx. So this is e to the power sin x. So the solution will be what? So the solution will be t into e to the power sin x equal to integration of e to the power sin x into cos x dx, which is comes out to be t into e to the power sin x is equal to e to the power sin x. If I put sin x as t, cos x dx is dt. So this is e to the power t dt, hence this plus c. Now t I am putting back as e to the power sin y. This is e to the power sin x is equal to e to the power sin x plus c. Now to get the value of c, they have given at x equal to 0, y is also 0. So each term is becoming 1. So c comes out to be 0. So the actual become e to the power sin y equal to 1. That is only possible when sin y becomes 0. So y can be 0. So once the y is 0, the value of expression 0, 0, 0, 1. So only answer possible is 1. Question number 9. Now lambda comma 2 comma 1 be the point on the plane which passing through the point 4 comma minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 and 2. If the plane is perpendicular to the line joining this and this, then so plane is perpendicular to the line joining. That means we can have direction ratios of normal of plane, because normal of the plane itself is a perpendicular to the plane. So obviously the line joining these two is perpendicular to the plane. That means this is parallel to its normal. So direction ratio we can have. So direction ratio of the normal of the plane joining these two lines will be, say, minus 1 minus 2 minus plus 1, minus 16 and minus 21 is plus 5, and 23 minus 29 is minus 6. So equation of plane as it is passing through 4 minus 2 minus 2 is 1 x minus 4 plus 5 y plus 2 minus 6 z minus 2 equal to 0. Now this point lambda 2 1 is also passing through it. So put this lambda 2 1 in the plane and get the lambda. So this is lambda minus 4 plus 5 times 2 plus 2 minus 6 times 1 minus 2 equal to 0. So lambda minus 4 plus 20 or plus 6 equal to 0. So this becomes 26 minus 4, 22 minus 22. So lambda comes out to be 22. So obviously in the expression lambda by 11 is used. So lambda by 11 is definitely minus 2. When put into the expression it becomes 4 plus 8 or minus 4, that is 8. The simplest answer. Now question number 10, definite integration, sine 2x integration. So sine 2x, if you use a little graph, the things will be more clear, because it is sine 2x. The periodicity changes. Period is pi. Period is sorry, pi by 2, because for mod sin x answer is pi, period is pi. Now this is mod of sin 2x, so period is pi by 2. So in pi by 2, one cycle is completed already. That means there are 2 cycles involved in 0 to pi, 0 to pi, and this is the kind of graph. So you can have the value of 1/4 and multiply it by 4 times. So this can be written as, this integration is equivalent to 0 to pi by 4, because in 0 to pi by 4, one half cycle is completed and the same half cycle is repeated 4 times. 4 times sin 2x dx. Now integration of sin 2x is minus cos 2x by 2. So this is minus 2 and cos 2x from 0 to pi by 4. So minus 2 outside, cos 2x value at pi by 4 is 0 and at 0 is minus 1. So this is 2, the only answer.